Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a topic that is secretly fascinating and honestly absolutely crucial if you own a home or plan on doing any building in the Granite State. We're unpacking New Hampshire's rather unique contractor regulations. By the end of our time today, you'll know exactly how to look up a contractor's credentials so your next project is safe, legal, and built to actually last.
So, let me ask you right out of the gate. Is your New Hampshire contractor actually licensed? I know, it sounds like a totally basic question, but imagine shelling out thousands of dollars for a major renovation, only to find out the work is shoddy, it poses a massive safety hazard, and the person you hired wasn't even legally permitted to do the job in the first place. The financial stakes of construction scams and liability issues, they are huge, and they can be completely devastating. But you can absolutely protect yourself just by knowing exactly where and how to verify these credentials. Okay, let's dive into this.
Here's our quick roadmap for today. 1. The New Hampshire licensing myth. 2. State versus local requirements. 3. A step-by-step lookup guide. 4. Real-world scenarios. 5. Resources and best practices. And finally, 6. Conclusion and disclaimer.
Let's start right off with Section 1, the New Hampshire licensing myth. We really need to bust this massive misconception.
So, the regulatory architecture in New Hampshire is what experts call bifurcated. Now, that sounds super complex, but it really just means the state uses a dual-tier system. Surprisingly, unlike its neighboring states in New England, New Hampshire actually has absolutely no statewide general contractor license. None. There's also no state-level home improvement contractor registration. In fact, it is literally the lightest regulation state in the entire Northeast when it comes to general contracting. So, if someone hands you a business card proudly claiming to be a state-licensed general contractor in New Hampshire, they're describing something that does not exist. Instead, specialty trades get licensed by the state, while general construction is handled entirely by your local town.
Moving right along to Section 2, State versus local requirements. Let's clarify who exactly regulates what.
At the state level, the Office of Professional Licensure and Certification, we'll just call them the OPLC, they license the specialty trades. That means your electricians, your plumbers, and HVAC contractors. Now, environmental work like asbestos abatement, well, that's handled by the state's Department of Environmental Services and the Department of Health and Human Services. Meanwhile, your local municipalities are the ones handling the general contractors. They do this through building permits, zoning codes, and excavation bonds.
And listen, skipping this verification process, it's not just some minor paperwork glitch. Performing unlicensed electrical or plumbing work in New Hampshire is straight up a criminal offense. Depending on the severity, and especially if bodily injury occurs, we are talking anywhere from a misdemeanor all the way up to a felony. This really highlights exactly why it's so vital to check the credentials of the specialty trades working inside your home. It's all about fundamental safety and legal compliance.
All right, Section 3, the step-by-step lookup guide. Let's get into the practical side of how to actually verify your contractor.
To verify a specialty trade, like a plumber or an electrician, you're going to use the OPLC Unified Search Portal. Step 1, you just visit licenses.oplc.nh.gov. Now, Step 2 is incredibly important, so definitely make a note of this. You need to use the drop-down menus to select the specific profession and license type. If you just type a name into a general search bar, you might run into phonetic matching errors, or you might miss them entirely. By explicitly selecting electrician and then master electrician, you isolate the results perfectly. Finally, Step 3 is verifying their current status, looking at their expiration date, and checking to see if there are any active disciplinary constraints or public administrative documents against them.
But wait, because general contractors aren't state licensed, how do you verify them? Well, you do it by checking their underlying corporate legitimacy. You want to jump over to the Secretary of State's Quick Start portal at quickstart.sos.nh.gov. Here, you just search the business name to verify that they've actually filed their domestic LLC formation or registered their trade name. Doing this confirms they're legally authorized to operate a business in New Hampshire and that they're keeping up with their annual report submissions. It's a quick check, but a super important one.
Let's look at Section 4, Real-World Scenarios. This is where we apply these tools to an actual project.
Picture this, because it brilliantly illustrates exactly how the two tiers come together. Imagine you are doing a standard kitchen remodel. The general contractor you hire to manage the whole project, knock down those walls and install your new cabinets, they're going to need a permit from your local city hall. However, that GC is going to bring in subcontractors to, say, move the sink and wire up that fancy new island lighting.
Those specific plumbers and electricians, they must hold active, state-issued OPLC licenses. So as a homeowner, you've got to check both tiers. You're checking the GC's local permits and corporate registry, and you're checking the subcontractor's state trade licenses.
And things get even more specific depending on exactly where you live, because municipal control is basically king in New Hampshire. For example, if your contractor is digging into a public right-of-way, they're going to need an excavation bond. The city of Manchester, they set a really strict, flat $5,000 continuing surety bond, and that has to be maintained for 30 months after the work is done. Why? To ensure the street doesn't just collapse later on? Manchester also uniquely requires a $50 pipe layer certification just for utility connects. Meanwhile, over in Nashua, they will actively verify those state OPLC licenses at the local level. And Concord, they heavily regulate right-of-way bonds while strictly demanding proof of commercial liability insurance.
Sticking with Manchester for just a second longer. 10 grand. That $10,000 figure represents the minimum payment bond required just to secure municipal degradation fees for excavation permits. I'm pointing this out to show you the massive financial stakes of local compliance. An unlicensed, unbonded contractor literally cannot legally pull these permits, which means if they start digging up your street, that liability, it could fall right back onto your shoulders.
Section 5. Resources and Best Practices. Here's how to actively protect your property.
So here is a highly actionable list of tools for you. If you ever suspect a specialty contractor is working without a license, you can actually file an enforcement complaint form directly on the OPLC website. If you encounter a fraudulent general contractor, you can create an account with the New Hampshire Attorney General's Office for fraud reporting. What if you're dealing with older homes? You can easily verify lead credentials by calling DHS Lead Licensing directly at 603-271-0158. And just as a matter of universal best practice, always check your local municipal codes before starting any work, and absolutely demand written contracts, along with proof of bonding and insurance before handing over a single dollar.
Wrapping up with Section 6, Conclusion and Disclaimer. Let's do some final takeaways.
If you take away anything from this explainer today, let it be this modular architecture. Remember the myth: there is absolutely no statewide general contractor license in New Hampshire. Your verification strategy has to be three-tiered. Tier 1, verify your electricians, plumbers, and HVAC techs on the OPLC portal. Tier 2, check the general contractor's corporate legitimacy on the Secretary of State Quick Start site. And Tier 3, always verify those building permits and excavation bonds directly with your local town hall.
And of course, please note this brief disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for informational purposes and is not intended as legal advice. Local regulations and bond amounts can and definitely do change over time. Always consult a qualified legal professional, your local building department, or a licensed insurance agent for the exact requirements of your specific construction project.
And with that, you are fully equipped. You've got the knowledge, you've got the websites, and you have the exact strategy you need to navigate the Granite State's unique construction landscape safely. So, now that you understand how this dual-tier system actually works, what project are you verifying next? Keep learning, stay curious, and always check those credentials. Thanks so much for joining me today.